Hello, Angie family. This is Kelly Wenzel, your co-president for Anjee. And as the co-president, one of my distinct duties is to be the chair of the governance committee. So this committee is a little amorphous. It doesn't really explain what it does, what is governance. So I thought I would just take a couple of minutes to go through a very short slideshow so that you can learn a little bit more about the governance committee. And if you are interested, then you can go ahead and email me and we can work together on this committee because it's one of the more important committees. I'm not just saying that because I chair it, but So what is governance? So governance really, it covers everything. It's sort of the duties of the president, but it's a committee that really looks towards strategic leadership. So, in a small nonprofit like Anjee with a working board and, one staff member, what tends to happen is that the people that are involved for a really long time and we recycle ourselves, right? So presidents have been presidents more than once. A secretary may stay on for, more terms than is deemed appropriate as per our bylaws, things like that. Or people just the same people keep filling those spots over and over again. And so as co-president and president next year, as Mike's term is up July 1st, I really hope to employ that strategic leadership piece so that going forward, we can involve more of our general membership in the board and then move people from, committees up to board members, and then maybe, chair a committee such as programs or communication, things like that, and then get into, one of the higher level positions such as president or co-president, treasurer, or secretary. And basically this is, setting the strategic direction of the board and of the organization. And we're fortunate that we do have a staff member right now. That staff member is Beth Stolting, so that, we can work together, but it's very hard for one person, me, to think strategically about this leadership and who we think should come up through the ranks, as it were. So I like to think of governance like a forest. So we have, on the left image, a very impacted forest. There's a lot of tall trees that are older with not a lot of understory. So as those old trees die, which I hope no one in our board, goes that path, but, as the older trees start to do other things, they move on, they move out of state, etc. There's really no young people or other people to sort of fill that void. And there's lots of sunlight still in this forest. So there's room to move, but it's just no one is coming in. So the middle section shows sort of this idea of, well, we need to get rid of some of the old trees so that the understory can thrive, right? So not that I don't want to see any of our current board members leaving us completely, but like I've said, a lot of the current board has been doing this work for a while. And so as people cycle out, it would be nice to have the seed stock in the understory to bring up. Because honestly, within the organization, I think a lot of people feel compelled to stay on the board because there's not a whole lot of, there's not a whole lot of development from just the general membership. So if we clear the forest canopy a little bit, that allows an understory to grow. And then the image on the right is a nice, beautiful, healthy forest where you still have, the old standing trees supporting the forest and really being the anchor. But then you have, the younger growth coming up. You have various types of trees so various types of people from different backgrounds, maybe not all nature center people, not all teachers, um, anyone with a passion for environmental education can be on the board for ANJEE. There's no requirement they have to work at a nature center or be a teacher. So encouraging folks from other vocations to join us in supporting environmental education only helps diversify our board, diversify our ecosystem, and create new members to bring up through the ranks. So right now, this is our current board of trustees with Mike and myself as co-presidents. Like I said, in July, that will change, and it will be, I will just be president because there is no co-president, or we can also have a vice president, but there's no one in that seat right now. Max Mintz serves as our treasurer, and Stephanie D'Alessio serves as our secretary. So those 4 people, 3 or 4 people, are elected officers. So they are elected from the people in the standing committee and the people who can vote down below, sort of in the red category here. And then you can see across the standing committees, we have finance, governance, planning, advocacy, communications, membership, and programs. Governance, strategic planning, advocacy, are tough, even finance are tough slots to fill and get a grip on because a lot of us are program oriented, right? And we do programs every day. That's an easy one for us to gravitate towards. A lot of people understand membership. So I was membership chair eons ago. There was a few of us on that committee. Communications is another one to sort of wrap your head around what they do. And communications headed by Kendra is kind of expanding, not just our social media platform. Kendra wants to create a newsletter in addition to our e-blast that Beth does. So all of these positions are under governance, really, to make sure that all the positions are filled all of the time, and not just programs, which is the largest committee, because we have the 2 conferences, which encompass a whole bunch of things like the awards, auctions, exhibitors, presenters, et cetera, other back-end work. So basically, this is the map of the organization right now. It is April 22nd, 2021, Earth Day. So if you are interested in helping me strategically, comb through membership, brainstorm, who can we approach, who's been coming to things, or if you yourself want to self-nominate and say, hey, you know what? I want to be more involved. I want to step up, email me, and I'd be glad to have that conversation with you. Again, this is a small organization. We're a working board. So anyone's help, any ideas to keep our organization running and really stand up for environmental education in New Jersey would be helpful. So my email is president@anjee.org. Feel free to email me anytime, and I will love to hear from you. And thank you for listening to my short presentation about governance committee.